offering salah. The employees who are Muslims, they should offer salah. And there are always ways in which you cannot disturb your office work and yet offer salah. In fact, in the long run, if you offer salah along with the employees, it will help you in your business and you will make more profit. Hope that answers the question.
Assalamu alaikum, brother. Are women allowed to pray in the mosque?
The sister asked the question that, are women allowed to pray in a mosque? There is no verse in the Holy Quran which prohibits a woman from praying in the mosque. Neither is there any authentic hadith which says that a woman cannot pray in a mosque or go to a mosque. In fact, there are several hadith which speak the opposite. If you read Sahih Bukhari, volume number 1, the last hadith, hadith number 832 of the book of characteristics of Salah, which is chapter number 84, it says that when your wives ask to go to the mosque, do not forbid them. It's mentioned in Sahih Bukhari, volume number 1, in the book of characteristics of Salah, chapter number 80, hadith 824. It says that when the woman asks you to go to the mosque at night, allow them. Even at night, when they ask you to go to the mosque, the Sahih Bukhari, volume 1, hadith number 824 says that you should allow them to go to the mosque. This is also mentioned in Sahih Muslim. With Sahih Muslim, volume number 1, in the book of Salah, chapter number 175, hadith number 881, it says that Abu Hurairah, may Allah be pleased with him, he said that the best row for the men are the first rows, and the worst are the last rows. The best rows for the women are the last rows, and the worst are the first rows, indicating that men and women pray together in the mosque. And when they pray together, the best row for the men is the first row, and the best for the women is the last row. The worst for the men is the last row, and worst for the women is the first row. There are several hadith. If you read Sahih Muslim, volume number 1, in the book of Salah, chapter 177, hadith number 884, it says that do not prevent the servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to go to the mosque. Sahih Muslim, volume 1, book of Salah, chapter number 177, hadith number 891, it says that do not take away the share of the mosque of the women. That means during the time of the Prophet, the women did go to the mosque and Prophet never prevented them from entering the mosque. But whenever women enter the mosque, there should be equal and separate facility in the mosque. There should be no intermingling of the sexes, like how you have in the other place of worship. Otherwise, people will go more for East-teasing than to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Separate entrance, separate wudu facility, separate place for prayer. And but natural, a woman cannot stand in front of the men. Otherwise, the men will concentrate more on the women than on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Equal but separate facilities. If it's side, then preferably a partition, or they should pray behind. Equal but separate facilities. If you analyze, if you go to Saudi Arabia, the women are allowed in the mosque. Even in the Haramain Sharif, the Masjid al-Haram in Makkah and Masjid Nabawi in Medina, the women are allowed in the mosque. You go to America, women are allowed in the mosque. You go to UK, women are allowed in the mosque. You go to South Africa, women are allowed in the mosque. Women are allowed in the mosque in almost all parts of the world. It's only in India that most of the mosques do not give permission for the women to enter. But alhamdulillah, there are few mosques in Bombay which I know of which do allow women to enter. And when I'd been to Kerala last year, they told me that there were no less than 500 mosques in Kerala alone which had separate facilities for the women to pray. So inshallah, I believe that all those who are trustees of the mosque, even they refer to the Sahih Hadith and they do not prevent the female servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from entering the mosque even in Bombay. Hope that answers the question.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Sheikh Ahmed, working profession, and my question to Brother Zakir is, what is the significance of raising our hands while saying takbir during Salah?
The brother asked a question that what is the significance of raising the hands when we say takbir in salah. Hands are a symbol of power and force. When we Muslims raise the hand in salah, it mainly signifies three things. First, we are submitting to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. By raising our hands, we are signifying so as to say that, oh Allah, I submit to you. Like how when we want a person to surrender, we say hands up. Police says hands up to the robber. Indirectly telling him that you surrender. So when we do hands up, we are surrendering to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And simultaneously, when we raise the hands, it also signifies the glorification of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. By action as well as by words. Allahu Akbar. Allah is the greatest. And besides that, when we raise the hands and fold it over the chest, we are giving a signal that I am facing my back toward the worldly affairs and giving up everything to concentrate on the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Hope that answers the question.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Yusuf Desai. I am retired government official. My question is, at what time in the life of Holy Prophet, Salah was ordained by Almighty? And what are the achievements of Shab-e Miraj? These two questions I think are related. Therefore I put the questions.
There was a question that at what time, exact date he wants, was a beloved Prophet ordained to offer Salah? And what is the significance of Mi'raj in connection with Salah? Brother, exact day, like how we know when he died, when he was born, we don't know. But it was towards the early part of his prophethood. Because there are hadiths telling us that how did Archangel Gabriel show him to offer Salah? What he did, he put his foot in the ground and then water gushed forth from the ground. And Archangel Gabriel, he showed to the Prophet how to do wudu. Then he showed him how to do Salah. Same thing the Prophet came home and repeated in front of his wife Bibi Khatija, may Allah be pleased with her. So it was ordained in the early part of his prophethood. Regarding how many Salah exact to offer, and regarding the second part of the question, that's Shab-e Mi'raj, which is indication is given in the Holy Quran, in Surah Isra chapter number 17 verse number 1, which says that the Prophet was transported from Masjid al-Haram to Masjid al-Aqsa. And then it talks about the Mi'raj and the description given in Sahih Bukhari and the Sahih Hadith, that how he met the other prophets, Musa alayhi salam, Isa alayhi salam, Moses peace be upon him, Jesus peace be upon him, Abraham peace be upon him, and how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordained the Prophet that the Muslims should offer 50 times Salah. When he came down, Musa alayhi salam, according to Sahih Hadith, Sahih Bukhari, it says that 50 will be too difficult for the Muslims. Go and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, request him to make it less. He goes, when the Salah is made less, again he comes back, again the Prophet goes to make it less, and finally in the ending, the Salah is made to 5 times. The Salah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala agrees and says to the Prophet that offer 5 times Salah. And then he says that this 5 times will be equivalent